Coming back to the Actors Workshop physically after such a long time away was a breath of fresh air, to be honest. So I've done previous courses that have been online, which have been brilliant, met a load of great people. But for me, there's nothing quite like meeting people face to face again, interacting, reading body language, etc. It was great and felt very secure in terms of coming back with all the different COVID sort of secure, safe systems that were put in place.
It's so nice to be doing it in person again. I mean, you just get a lot more when you can interact with people in person, physically feed off their reactions, as you do with acting.
What I'm trying to get from the Actors Workshop courses is it's almost like fulfillment of something that I'd thought about as a child. So I grew up with things like Mary Poppins and even It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart, and I grew up just around a big family who adored theatre and adored movies. And I wanted to explore that as a young age, but then pressures with other people, they sort of say maybe some people think it's uncool to do theatre as a kid, so you go away from it. But it's it's just an idea of I needed to come back. I felt like it was something to really strive for, fulfill, and also it's just great for confidence in general, and it's more than impacting yourself as an actor, but it's also impacting you as a person, just your ability to talk to people, your ability to engage, just overall it's great for I think everything.
I actually haven't done any acting since high school and university, but I did a film course, so it was all about film production, TV production, and I never quite thought too much about what it was like for the actors. It was always about the focus being behind the camera and behind the lens. But I think as I've gotten older, I've just wanted to try it out and see what it's all about, and partly also improving my presentation skills and my self-confidence and self-esteem, but also just trying something different. I think 2020 for me was all about trying something different and trying something new and just letting myself go and having a bit more fun.
So for me, being able to start in person and then having it all come to a halt with COVID was really devastating. I waited all that time to do it, and then suddenly it was just gone. So I was really excited to do the online elements of the programme, and that was actually really fun and a really good learning experience, because as well as all the different people that were giving you training on the different topics and rehearsal methods, I really enjoyed the sort of one-on-one direction with Jamie. I found the online sessions really good. I really enjoyed it. It was great to be able to keep doing something, and then to be able to come back into the rehearsal space finally and to start again in person with people, real people, was brilliant. Yeah, it's been really, really fun.
Everyone's nervous, as I most certainly was, but I think at the end of the day, once you realise that everyone's there for the same reason, no one's there to laugh at you or take the mick, so it's a nice environment to be in.
I first joined Actors Workshop, I think we said about 16 years ago, and we were in chapter, small group of us, and it was just such a welcoming atmosphere, and for me, I hadn't done any sort of theatre or anything for a long time, and immediately I was engrossed in all these different techniques and learning things every week, along with a bunch of people who became friends and are still are friends, sort of over a decade later. So to come back in, I was really quite nervous at first, but the minute I walked back into that rehearsal room, despite everything that's going on with COVID and all those restrictions and the concerns about that, the minute I walked in, it's a bit corny, but it was almost like coming home. So the typical setup of a workshop is we all arrive, our safety is checked, current time, so temperature, hand sanitising, we know where we're standing, and then we just have that sort of catch up with everybody, because obviously we don't really get to see people outside of workshops, so it's catching up, checking in, kind of just setting, relaxing for the scene. And then Jamie leads us in a warm-up. And those are sort of the three types of warm-ups. So there's one that's sort of physical, so it will involve games where we physically warm up. Then there will be others where it's about vocals. And then it's sort of warm-ups where our minds are kind of warmed up. So improvisation work or something along those lines of jumping into scenes or quick character work, that kind of idea. So that gets you all going. And then generally we have sort of a technique section. So that will be introducing us to different experts, theories, techniques that then we learn a little bit about. But mainly it's through demonstration. It's not sat there sort of studying books or anything. It's about giving that sort of practical theory that we then work through. And after that, we use all that to work on our scenes. So that will be in our groups, whether that's going through the lines or rehearsing the scene and playing with it, and just having the opportunity to take everything we've learned in all the workshops and build our scene using those techniques. But for this one, knowing that someone's going to see the results of all the work we've done, I think it focuses you a bit more. You know you're doing what as an actor you want to do, which is perform for other people, which is put on work that other people will watch or listen to or somehow observe and hopefully enjoy, because otherwise you're just doing it for yourself. And although there's merit in that, I think you're not pushed until you know that someone is going to sit down in a few nights' time and watch what you've been working hard for, and it's a really rewarding experience that you can get family, you can get friends, whether that coming in live or watching online to see what you have worked on and what you as a team have worked on. And I think sometimes we're a bit shy of, I don't want anyone to see us, and feeling a bit sort of self-conscious about it, but actually that's what we're here for.
Anthony Minghella What If It's Raining tells the story of the disintegrating and dysfunctional relationship of a married couple, Marilyn and Dominic, and their baby son Jack.
Having become frustrated by Dominic's lack of emotional maturity and practical support, Marilyn has turned to Dominic's friend for more than just a sympathetic ear.
Having disclosed the affair to Dominic, in the following scene, Marilyn is preparing to move several hours away to be with her lover, Philip, taking baby Jack with her.
Their family unit is falling apart, but will either of them say how they truly feel before it's too late?
He was really exhausted. He almost dropped off when I was drying him after the bath. Which pal's yours?
This one.
Oh, is this mine?
Well, it was a Christmas present from your aunt in Greenwich. I think that means you keep it.
I never looked at it. Do you want it? What's happening about the move?
Philip's coming with a van in the morning.
Alright.
Yeah.
A van full.
Well, there's all Jack's things, his cot and stuff in the high chair.
Right.
You don't have to do this, Dom, I can manage.
It's okay. What else are you taking besides the books?
Oh, my records, maybe some clothes.
What about furniture?
Well, I don't know. What do you think?
Take whatever you want.
Actually, there is one thing which I could really do with, but obviously if it's too much to...
What?
The bed.
Right.
It's what I need for my back, and the one Philip has is no good, and...
No, take it. I'd probably never be able to sleep in it again anyway.
It's a bed, Dominic.
Yeah.
But thanks, that's kind.
Listen, Marilyn. I don't care. It's not kindness. You're going, Jack's going, the possessions, the things in this place, they're neither here nor there. If I come home tomorrow and this place is empty, it really wouldn't bother me.
Obviously, there's no question of...
Oh, I'd like to keep the stereo.
Okay.
Unless you particularly...
No, that's fine. In that case, I'd like to take the radio cassette.
Fine.
And I'd be grateful if I could take the washing machine.
Philip doesn't have one.
No, and there's all the baby's things, nappies, there's half a house to wash every day. You know I couldn't manage without one.
No, I said, whatever you want.
I'd rather you knew what I was taking and agreed.
What about the car?
I don't know.
Well, the thing is, if you take the car, how do I get to see Jack? That is allowed.
Of course. Don't be stupid. You know you can see him whenever you want.
every day. Anyway, that's the problem in regards to the car.
It's very easy by train.
Yeah, but when I get to the other side, then what?
In what way?
What do I have to say yes or no this second?
Obviously not.
Is this the list of things you wanted to take with you?
I haven't actually meant for you to see that. It's just to jog my thoughts.
Philip doesn't have cutlery.
I don't know. I don't want to be dependent on him. I'd rather have things which... Anyway, we had 2 sets for our wedding. You don't need both.
No, I guess not, but there are things here that I won't have, which I'm sure Philip already has. The liquidizer, the radio alarm. Surely you don't want that, so you end up with 2 or something.
Oh, well, he doesn't have a liquidizer, but anyway.
Look, this is silly. If I keep reading this list, I'm getting frazzled here. I mean it when I say I prefer you just took the stuff. I probably won't even notice it's gone. Actually, I tell you what you can take.
What?
The lawnmower.
Why?
Haven't you got a garden in Bristol?
Hardly.
Well, it will come in handy.
But what about the lawn? I bought you that lawnmower.
I'll pay a Boy Scout to cut it once a year.
But he'll still need something to cut it with.
I don't care, you can use his teeth.
Why didn't you say?
Don't they hate gardening?
A comedy with some laugh out loud moments, alongside dark, beautifully observed dialogue. Sheila Stevenson's The Memory of Water tells the story of 3 very different sisters who were thrown back together after years apart by the death of their mother.
As preparations for the funeral begins, siblings laugh, cry and bicker over past events and half-recalled memories.
Teresa and Mary are in what was their mother's bedroom, discussing their lives and childhood.
Mary's trying to get some sleep and Teresa won't leave when Catherine suddenly arrives home.
Oh God, it's bloody freezing out there. It's like it's got the Antarctic. The cab was sliding all over the place. And I had one of those drivers who kept saying, "Have you been shopping? Are you going somewhere nice?" And I said, "Yes, actually, a funeral, my mother's." I thought that would shut him up. Turns out he knew her. I forget what it's like up here. Everybody knows the butcher's daughter's husband's mother's cat, and he got all upset. We had to pull over. So anyway, I ended up inviting him to the funeral. He's called Dougie. But he doesn't come. Oh God. Oh, I've got a really weird pain at the bottom of my stomach. Here. Look, just above my pubic bone. It's sort of going twist, stab. So either I've got some sort of cyst. Actually, God, I know what it is, I bet. I'm ovulating. How amazing is that? I can actually feel the egg being released. Although, hold on. Don't think I'm due to ovulate. You can't ovulate twice in the same month, can you? That's not my appendix, I haven't got one. Fuck, it's PMT. In which case I think I've got an ovarian cyst.
Do you want us to take you to the hospital? Or shall I whip it out now on the kitchen table?
I'll be fine.
Good, because I'm over the limit for either activity.
Oh, whiskey.
Where have you been?
Shopping.
You've been shopping all night?
I went for a drink up, stayed with some friends.
What friends?
You don't know them. Oh God, there it goes again. Have you ever had this? Right here, right at the bottom of your stomach.
No.
What do you think it is?
I've no idea.
You know we've been worried sick.
Look, here.
Wind.
Do any of your patients actually survive?
I mean, you could have picked up the phone. Where have you been?
Down the dock, shagging sailors. What do you think?
Oh, I'd have come with you if I'd known.
It's just a little bit insensitive.
Yes, it is. There's a time and place for everything.
Disappearing, leaving us to deal with all of this.
Or what? Do you like Ta-da! My shoes! I can't stop buying shoes. I even love the smell of them. Honestly, it's just like an eating disorder. Although it's not, it's just shoes. But sometimes it's underwear. Have you ever had that? Where you just have to buy 20 pairs of knickers? Usually because you're a bit depressed.
You know you can't wear those for the funeral. You look like Gary Glitter.
I didn't buy them for the funeral.
I remember them the first time round. They were horrible then.
I got them on a sale.
Oh well, that's some consolation.
What's wrong with them?
I thought you didn't have any money.
Credit cards, what's wrong with them?
You said you were broke.
Oh, for Christ's sake! Broke doesn't mean you can't buy things. I'm trying to cheer myself up. Oh, is that not allowed? The minute I walk in the door, I feel it in waves, the two of you, waiting to pounce, looking for something to criticise. Christ, it's no wonder I suffer with low self-esteem.
You've an ego the size of Asia Minor.
I'm just asking you to clarify your position vis-à-vis my shoes. I mean, quite clearly you don't like them, but why do you have to do this sneery superior thing? Why can't you just be straight and say you hate them?
I hate them. Can I go back to sleep now?
I'm just wondering how you can afford to go out and buy all this stuff when you've got no money.
She shoplifts.
Can someone tell me what I'm supposed to have done?
It was a joke.
So all right, I know. Mum's dead.
There's no need to put it like that.
But you want me to sit and cry about it, and I can't.
I don't. I want you to go away.
You always do this to me.
I'm tired.
Some of the things you say to me are just, not on. It's like I don't count. All my bloody life. I'm not having it anymore. I won't take it anymore, okay?
Have you been taking drugs, Catherine?
Oh, for Christ's sake. I was in a really good mood until I walked in here.
Good mood. Your mother's just died. Try and be a little bit more sensitive.
No one's been sensitive to me.
We fucking are.
Did Xavier call?
Who?
Xavier?
I thought it was called Pepe.
See, this is what you do to me. This permanent, constant, endless belittling.
No, he didn't call.
I'm about to marry him, and you can't even get his name right.
You're always about to marry people.
What's that supposed to mean?
And you never do.
Shut up, both of you. Please.
If I don't get some painkillers, I'm going to die.
There might be some paracetamol in my case.
I mean, you got anything more exotic?
No, not for you. They're in the pocket. Oh, will you both go away and let me get some sleep?
Would anyone like some barley cup?
I'd rather drink my own urine.
You may laugh.
I do not drink my own urine.
Yet.
Do we not have any ordinary tea?
That stuff in the kitchen's made from floor sweepings. Might as well drink liquid cancer.
God, you do talk absolute shite sometimes.
Well, some people do actually think that.
Yes,
drinking-
I know. And they're all mad.
You're always so certain about things you know nothing about.
You know bugger all about bugger all.
And you have a completely closed mind. It infuriates me. You're so supercilious. You never listen to anything.
If God had meant you to ingest your own urine, he'd have rigged up a drinking straw arrangement directly from your bladder to save you the indignity of squatting over a teacup. Now please, I just want an hour.
There are things to do.
They can wait.
I'm going for a hot bath and a joint. I can't stand this.
Great. So, once again, it's me. Everything falls to me.
Go and have a lie down, Teresa.
I can't bloody lie down. I can't sit still. I can't cope. I need some rescue remedy.
I got some beta blockers. They're much better.
I get agitated. I get like this. I don't need drugs. Around 1.5 pounds of shin of beef in a heavy casserole. Remove and set aside. Saute 2 medium onions in the casserole with 2
What are you
cloves
doing?
of garlic. Recipes. I recite recipes. Okay? It's very soothing. Try meditation, but my mind just wanders and I keep thinking of all the bloody phone calls I should be making instead of sitting there going on. Carbonade of beef just seems to work best.
You're a vegetarian.
I tried it with nut loaf and it's not the same. I've got that salt taste in my mouth and I feel sick.
Psychosomatic.
I know it's psychosomatic. I know it is, alright? Just like it to stop, that's all.
More fan mail!
I thought you'd gone for a bath to soothe your cyst.
Not enough water. I think it's stress. I mean, it's an incredibly stressful time, isn't it? And I always get weird things like this when I'm strung out. Last year, I had this thing with my legs where they were restless or jumpy or something. Every time I tried to go to sleep, they were sort of twitchy or hot. The doctor in Spain says it's quite common and I just need to relax more. But I can't. I've got an incredibly fast metabolism. And then I get this weird spasm thing in my stomach, definitely stress related. I think it's irritable bowel syndrome. I mean, that stops the minute I'm a tiny bit tense. I notice it straight away because I'm incredibly in touch with my body. I can sort of hear it speaking to me.
Do you think I'm going mad?
Last night, I dreamed I could do yogurt flying. I bet that means something. I'm not sure about this. Are you? I don't suit black, that's the problem.
As soon as the phone went, I knew.
You wear trousers to a funeral.
I said to Frank, I can't answer that. I should never have left her at the hospital like that. I should have stayed.
You weren't to know.
Ed Thomas's House of America is a play about a Welsh family's struggle as an open-cast mine encroaches on the village.
Returning from an unsuccessful job search, brothers Sid and Boyo stop on a mountaintop.
Despite Boyo's best efforts, nothing can stop Sid retreating into his fantasy world of motorcycles, sunshine, and the American open road.
That's it, Boyo. That's fucking it. That straw, that bastard, breaks the beaver's back.
Don't let it get you down.
Get me down. I tell you, I've done it all by the book, and it gets you nowhere.
It's fucking typical.
Gotta go, Billy, I suppose.
Is that what you got to say? Don't kid yourself, Boyo. We could have gone up there all week, and still they would have found 8 labourers.
Do the job before us. Yes, all over the country there's always 8 labourers, or 8 shop assistants who get the job before us. I mean, they say it was too young, and now we're too bastard old.
Well, that's it. That is the last opportunity I'm going to give them to give me, Sid Lewis, a job. They have wrecked my plans, and I've got to do something about it.
They were Mickey Mouse jobs anyway. A dog could have done them.
Anything with no brain and a coat could have done them. But that's the problem, Boyo. Everything around you is Mickey Mouse. Division 4. Small time. Second-class toys.
The only way to look at it is to forget about it.
Oh, yeah? Well, then look at this, right? Listen to this. No man shall operate any digging machinery without a labourer being around at all times. In other words, you're standing like a lemon, watching the machine. Bollocks. It's all bollocks.
Sidman, I know
You
you...
must be laboured for those shits anyway. The least you can do is drive one of those machines. Imagine, they are in pale winter. Tipping down with rain, right? And you stood there in this black basin. And you haven't talked to a soul all day. And in the machine, you come in the cab, and there's the driver. And he's all snug and warm. And he calls you over. So you think, hey, you might want to chat, and the crack. So you walk over, knock on his window, and then he says, fuck off. I don't want to talk to you.
Remember when we were grave digging? The squally showers?
They were bastards. I tell you, that's what's causing all depression. That is what's affecting man's nerves.
You never knew where you stood. That's the worst with squally showers. Like you never knew whether to have your coat on or off. Like you're shoveling away, digging some poor bastard's grave in the ring, and all of a sudden it stops. And you've got your coat on, so you get too hot, so you take it off. Next thing you know, it starts to rain again, so you put it back on again. And after a few days doing that, you don't know whether you got your bastard coat on or off. So you're either boiling or wet. Either way, you can't make your mind up anyway. So you're a prime candidate for a cold. So you end up off work, hot, cold, confused. Depressed, yeah.
Poor.
Yeah, coughing your lungs up, and you don't know who you are, or whether you come in or go in. And after all that, you don't know who the household is digging to bury you.
It's a good thing we shot that job for you.
And the leaving on the cast. It's the only way to look at it.
That money could have paid for a trip to America, boy.
Oh, you wouldn't have gone anyway.
And how do you know?
Because you're a fucking dreamer, that's why.
No way, mate. It's been in my head for ages. I'd be there. Find out where the old man is. I'd be there. I talked to Gwenny about it. She said she'd come too.
Talk to her about it, have you?
Yeah. And you know what?
What?
She's written the old man a few letters.
How do you know?
I was there when she wrote them.
Well, where did she get the address from?
She pestered Mam for it.
Has Lance a dough, is he?
No. But the main thing is, she got the address. And he worked out there too, boyo. And his space, and his sun, and his sand. Fancy riding across it on a Harley Davidson. Money in your pocket, Tiger in your tank, Hendrix in the Walkman, no helmet, just free and moving west.
You do that in Pembroke, said.
Pembroke, look at Pembroke. Why would you reach the sea, the end of the line?
I don't know, you lie on the beach and look at the sky.
Watching the rain come down. No way, mate. What you do, with low tides to you, and then ride hell for leather across the Atlantic.
Can I ask you one question, Sid?
Yeah, anything, say.
Have you got a bike?
Oh, don't do that shit now, man.
You haven't got a bike, have you? And you're almost 30, and you're skint.
I don't know, alright? All I know is, I wasn't born to live in this, in rain, I tell you. I live a tenth of summer shining.
And wake up every morning singing Cat Stevens songs. Morning has broken.
I tell you, I've been born in the wrong country. I have.
You reckon, do you?
Yeah, I reckon. In fact, to answer an honest question, I say I should have been born somewhere else. Somewhere else.
Oh yeah, like who?
I don't know. Someone else. Jack Kerouac.
Never heard of him.
He wrote this book I'm reading. On the road?
You telling me you want to write a book? You, who hasn't read a book since you left school?
No, man. Not write a book.
Well, what then?
I don't know. After life work, something happens. I mean, he went all across America. Him and his mates. Crazy bastards they were.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll tell you something he said now. He said, the ones for me are the mad ones. Mad to live, mad to talk, those who never yawn or say a commonplace thing. But burn, burn, burn. Like fabulous yellow Roman candles. And what do you think of that?
Yeah, it's right. American, was he?
Always like.
You haven't got to go to America to find crazy bastards, though, have you?
No, but he was looking for a dream, boy, chasing a dream.
And did he find it?
I don't know. I ain't finished it yet. You can borrow after me.
Yeah, let me know when you finished it.
That's what the old man did, I reckon.
What?
Chased his dreams.